Hey guys, Michelle here from Kashelle Creations. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you guys are hanging out with me today. I am hoping that we can work on something a little different. I was going through my craft room and realized that I haven't done the challenge accepted from the 3 Craft Chicks virtual retreat back in August. So I thought I would scour my craft room to see if there was anything I can make with it, given it's such a small kit to work with. I could make 12 by 12 pages, but I felt like I could do something different. So what was included in the challenge kit were these 2 items along with these stickers, as well as 4 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock, 2 of which have cut aparts and tags. So I thought, why not make a cute accordion album? Now I was looking to see if they had a year on here, but they don't. I want to say this is like over 10 years old, which, knowing what I know now, I probably could have made this myself, but why not? And it's just an accordion album that you probably can make with your own cardstock. It has 7 folds, and I guess I could tell you the measurements if you want to make this yourself. So each fold measures, I think 4 by 4. Yep, 4 by 4. So that would be what? 4, 8, 12. I guess I would have to know math. 24. And then 8 more, 32. I think that's right. So 32 inches in length by 4. And if I'm wrong, I'm really sorry about that. But you basically can take 4 by 4 times 7, and that is what you get. Maybe it's 28. Regardless. Well, 7 folds will have 8 slices, and I'm pretty sure I'm just jabbering right now. But what I thought would be really cool is just kind of take a little bit of everything and just decorate it. And therefore, later on, I can add some photos, because I really don't know what type of photos I would put in this yet. I also went through my stash of stencils because I thought it would be kind of fun. I did come across some that were sort of fallish or outdoorsy. Not sure if I'm going to be using these, but I thought it would be kind of cool. So we're going to go ahead and start figuring out what we're going to put where. I do want to use some of these cut aparts. So what I tend to do in my process is I kind of look at the pages of my intent of what I want to use them for, and I kind of put them off to the side, mainly because I don't want to mix them up with what I want to actually use as a full sheet. I did go through my stash and I found a 12 by 12 kit of solid cardstock. So I'm gonna pull these 2 colors just in case I need them. Although since the accordion is already a craft color, probably will go with that color. It's like what do you call it, a vanilla, I guess, or an off-white. So I think that would pair nicely. So let's get started, shall we? Stop the talking. All right, so I put that out to the side. This is what I'm working with. I definitely want to utilize these 2 as some of my pattern. And remember, we do have options. See, this is what I hate so much, when you have things on both sides you want to utilize. This doesn't have anything on the back, so I definitely have to utilize this portion. But something I do want to point out to you. All right, so this would be a full 4 by 4 if I use 2 of them. But I might not want to have this as my page. Or I might have it as a flap by scoring that and folding it. So that is a good thought to think about as well. So I'm probably going to put this off to the side too. I'm going to have to sacrifice this page, even though some of these are kind of cute. Oh, I hate this. All right, I just got to go with the flow, right? Okay, so I think what I want to do is, here's the front and here's the back. I feel I want to have this as my front and back. Yes. And see if I use those. So there goes my 3 sheets of paper. So let's just keep things a little simple. Let's see if we can get this done in under an hour. Would be fantastic. So something you want to keep in mind when you're cutting your sheets is if there's a directional pattern, you want to make sure that you're cutting them in the right format. I feel like this page can actually go any way, but since we are worried about the amount of paper we have to utilize, what I sometimes like to do is think ahead of the cuts before I cut it all and realize, oh, I could have used that piece. So since we're doing 2 4x4s, but I don't really want it up to the rim, I really do want to have a little bit, like a sliver of a gap. So what I've liked to do, let's just, yeah. So we're gonna go this way. So instead of 4, we can do 3 7/8, which would be this marker right here. And then the way my scoreboard has it, we do have a ruler at the top, which you probably can't see with the glare. So if we go 3 7/8 to be 1, and then that would take us to the next one as 8. But if we're coming in, then it's going to be 7 3/4. So I'm really just going to cut to 7 3/4, and hopefully my measurement is right there. Now you're going to say, well, Michelle, now how do you cut that, right? So what you're going to do, and again, just double check your work, you're going to flip it. And now, well, because I didn't shave the little barcode off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same concept on the other side. But because I already cut that, and remember to go up where you're going to cut, I'm only going to come to that point, and there we go. So I've only cut the piece I needed for the front. And before I cut the next one, I kind of want to make sure that it's exactly how I want it. And even though this is pattern paper on craft, you probably can't see that. So if you wanted to mat it underneath, you would go through the same format, making this paper and then matting it so you saw that, and then you put on top. So it would be like that. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And in fact, that looks really cute. So let's do that. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna measure this the same way I just showed you. See, sometimes when you talk things out, it makes better sense, right? So we're gonna actually cut that pattern paper at a at 3/4 instead of. So we have here this one that will go on the front, and then we have this one that will go on the back. And now we're gonna cut the one we just cut, which I put here. So see, it's the same size, so we want to cut a little bit on both sides. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in, I think there would be good. And again, I like to just double check that that was the right cut I want, so it kind of gives you that border. So now we're gonna turn it and do the same thing. Now, if you ever come across your trimmer doing these harsh lines, and I'm hoping you guys can see that in the photo, where you get this raised effect because we had turned it on the other side to cut, you kind of see that little lip. I really hope you guys do see that. What a trick to do is taking your bone folder and on the side, just going off to the sides like so, and you kind of are flattening out that ridge, and so I no longer have that harsh line. And it's, to me it's something that bothers me. It may not bother you, and that's totally fine, but in case that does bother you, you have a way to do that. So as you can see, it kind of is nice to have that border. And now we're going to then mat that there like so. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's do the next one that we sort of cut but didn't cut. So we're gonna have to cut it when we remove it, because we only did one side, and to make sure I'm doing the right side. So here we go again, and then I am going to take that. Now, it's your decision if you want to keep them square, right? You can definitely use your quarter rounder and do that. And because the album is square, I'm going to leave it as such. So now what I do is I get my liquid adhesive, and I am going to adhere this one to that one before I put it on the accordion. When we layer, I kind of like to do that only to make sure I'm getting the right frame. And I think that is perfect. Now once you get it down to where you want it, definitely take your bone folder and flatten it out and take out any of that excess glue. So that is one, and let's do the next one. One thing I hate about this thing, I really get a new pen. There we go. Or not. I'm telling you, it knows when I'm filming, and therefore it does not come out the way I want it to. We'll see if third time's the charm. Nope. It's like there's something in there that I probably have to clean. All right. Now, if I was attaching both pages, one right after the other, I probably would make sure that the cuts lined up in the pattern. I think that's pretty cool when people can do that. But since one is the back and one is the front, I don't think it matters. So one thing we do have to make sure of, though, is that we are putting it where we want it. Now, I'm not going to ink the edges, but if you want to ink your edges, if you're doing a project like this, that is totally your choice. I tell you, it's like, I was just thinking as I'm putting this down if I should have put any ribbon to close it, but I think it'll be fine. And then we're going to do the back. All right, I'm going to take a break and fix this thing. All right, so I think I have it fixed. We'll find out shortly. So we're going to go ahead. Here we go. And we're going to glue the back. This is such a cute pattern paper. So my thought was, while I was off camera, is trying to figure out my concept in the sense of my pattern. So what my thoughts are is to do a solid piece of cardstock, and then the pattern paper, solid pattern, kind of give it that little change up, and then we're gonna then come back and then embellish and go from there. Now, something to think about, because I already discussed this in the beginning, if I'm gonna use some of these items, I definitely want to incorporate them underneath the cardstock, and I'm going to explain to you what I'm referring to. So for example, dun, 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 dun. So from this one, I really think I want to use, I don't go fishing, so trying to figure out which ones here I'm going to want to give up. Because my album is so big, right? So I don't think I'll be able to utilize that. And then these are a little bit too, or they're exactly 4x4, Exploring a Great Adventure. I don't think I'll be using these, so let's see about. All right, so when you're going to, gotta keep all my papers together. When you're going to figure out which sides you're going to, remember what I'm let me rewind that. When you know that you're dealing with a double-sided pattern paper and you want to utilize cut aparts on one side, but some of them you don't need, and you're going to utilize the other side of the pattern paper, my technique of what I do is I hold down the portion that I'm not going to use, and that's the part that I'm going to cut. So I want to make sure that, let's first take off the barcode. I definitely want to make sure I put that in my paper cutter the right way, than making a mistake that you cannot change. So I'm going to start with this portion down here, which I guess we'll do this way. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to outline them like I did the front. So for example, I'm just going to use this one as a 3/7/8, and I'm only going to come down to 3/7/8 because that's the only section I am going to utilize. And then I'm going to go up, and again 3/7/8. Okay, so I'm going to make this one inside here. And so what we're going to do right now is we're just going to cut the pieces of where they go. So I'm going to put here on this side, you know what, I think we need another color. Let's see, any other of these colors? Probably not, and I have more. Give me 1 second, guys. So I think this color of cardstock might work really well. I like this burnt orange here. I think that will complement the brown. Look how pretty that is. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same concept. We're gonna do 3/7/8 and 3/7/8. Now, do you have to do it the way I'm doing it? No. Do you want to cut willy-nilly? Go for it. I have found though that I have a lot of scrap paper that I probably could have utilized if I cut it a certain way. So I really like that, like this. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so now we're gonna flip it, and now I want to do something different. So what I want to do on this one, since we have the orange kit here, even though the front was a different color, I think that yellow will look really nice. And as you can see, I have all my little cut aparts in here, but none of them are as big as a 4x4. So we are going to do the same thing. And this kind of helps me figure out my colors for the collection. As you saw, I initially started out with the off-white for the front, and then I switched gears. I didn't do the right measurement, right? Okay, I was way off. There we go. So this side would have the yellow, and then let's look at the colors. I don't want to do this one again because I just did it. I mean, I think the orange could go, but I think this one can go too. So we have one to match the front, right? So we're gonna go ahead and take this one that's right here. So I'm gonna do 3/7/8. And then shave off to 3/7/8. And what I do with the little pieces, I just keep them to the side in a pile until I'm done, and then I just basically throw them away if I don't need them at the end. Okay, so then we have still 2 more flaps. So we did orange, yellow, so we can do another orange, because I think the orange here, I think it's too orange, but we have another orange in the shade. Let's see if this helps. No, not at all. So let's go back to thinking what we should do. If we do, so we had the front, we had the polka dot, then we had the front again, then we do the polka dot, then we do the front, but then we have that on the back. So that's not gonna work. So if we do the polka dot in the back, and again, this is just the way I process things. I'm trying to think outside the box. So I definitely want to keep cutting on this portion here. As you can see, that's the portion I want to use up. So I'm going to still do the same thing. I'm going to do 3 7/8. Make sure you bring your slicer to the top. Come down to as far as you need it. This part is tricky because, as you can see, I can't bring this up there to cut. So what I do is I just line it up as best as possible to the marker I need it to. And then I just hold this down and cut to where I need it to. And it usually works out that way. So if we put that to match the front, and then we're gonna need the orange. And let's see if this piece here will work. 3 7/8. We'll just slice it. 3 7/8. And that's a cute piece there. So we're gonna have that. So now we just need to figure this portion here, which will be different. So let's think about the options we have. We can't use this one again, as we just did. So we would have to use this one that we initially saw. That's a no. Ah! And this one doesn't really have anything. Trying to think. All right. Don't you hate it when you get stumped on something? I feel like I need to use the same color yellow. But if we can't use that. We flip it over, that doesn't go. But then it goes with orange, so that makes me think you can't use this and it should all be orange on the inside. Right? So let's think like that. So if we do this, there's always a way to solve your problem, right? So 3 7/8. So let's say we do that there. We flip it. We're gonna do another one here. That there. And then we're gonna use the other side. Hopefully we have enough of this. 3 7/8. Ah. The worst thing is cutting it and then realizing that you cut it on a shorter number than you were supposed to. Ugh. Happens to me all the time. It irritates me. All right, let's see if this works. So let's start from the beginning. So we have this pattern paper, which is the fall colors. Then we have an orange, then we have polka dot, then we have an orange, then we have the fall paper again. Although now that we're doing this, we could actually do this. Haha! And then we're gonna change these two. This is why you don't want to put anything down right away. We're gonna put that there, we're gonna come here. I'm gonna put that there because I think that would look really cool. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, so now that we have that one side, which is perfect, and I'm getting all the glue on my table, which does not help my cause. We're gonna then figure out before we put them down if there's anything that we need to do in embellishing that we want to have hidden. And I'm gonna explain to you what I'm referring to. So for example, these that I wanted, let's take this bar strip off. So I really want this one that says My Family. I think that's super cute. And again, make sure I realize that I have two sides I need to embellish, not just one. So My Family I really like, and I'm going because of the shortness of them. And so my thought is when we put something like this together, I can add this because it's the same 4 inch height and then make it flippity flap. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. So I really like that contrast there. I think that's super cute. And then let's see. So we put that one there and we flip it. And then here we have this combination. I don't want to put everything on this side. So let's see about our tags. I'm thinking, okay, so this one has My Family. Maybe, I feel like we need something brown. Are we there yet? I think that one's kind of cute. So let's take off. You hear my kitty cats? I am so sorry. So you could do one of two things. You can cut these by hand by scissors, or you can use your cutting board. It's your call. I'm just using the notch that's here to cut them. And again, I guess this one doesn't really matter because there's nothing on the back, but okay. So then what we're gonna do is, actually we don't want to cut that. Here's why. What I want to do is I want to flap it. So we're gonna get this is a mess. We're gonna get a bone folder. Thank God I have 2 of them. And we are going to I want to go above that, below that little hole, because I don't want it to look like it's a tag. And so basically we're gonna have a little thingy. So I'm gonna quarter around that because I think it's a nice touch. Kind of gives it a different texture to it. And so what I want to do before I glue anything is I want to put that there. Okay, so I am going to make that my piece. So I kind of want to add a little bit to each section. And so that's basically what we're doing while we're doing the dry stuff. So again, that's going to go in that one. Now we're going to flip it one more time. And so here we have brown. So we kind of want to offset it with another color. Now we can do one of two things. We can do another tag combination like we did on the page before. We can do another one of these and put it maybe on the orange instead of the brown. Or we can mix things up a bit. And so what I mean by that is we can get another orange piece of paper. And we do need a 4x4 and we can make a little pocket. How we make the pockets, or at least how I do it, is you want to have an extra overhang past your actual measurement. And this is what I mean. Here we know it's 4 inches, but we measured this down to 3 7/8. But we want to have on the bottom and on the sides an extra 1/2 inch. This is only if you want to have it like some gap where it's not flat on the board, so you can actually put things in there. It doesn't feel so bulky. So what we're going to think, and instead of thinking in your head, we're just going to do the measurements. So 3 7/8, right? And we want an extra 1/2 inch on each side. So that is going to be 4 and a notch less than half. But let's see if we have, okay, let's do this. Let's just do it where we want it. Obviously we don't need it this tall. We just want it to be really low. I would probably say 1/2 inch. I mean, 1.5 inches. Maybe I am giving the right measurements there. Where's my ruler? Okay. So yeah, I think 1.5 inches is a good height. So we're going to apply the same measurements. I'm going to want to have a 1/2 inch gusset at the bottom. So we're going to take 1.5 inches and we're just going to add actually it's not 1/2 inch, it's 1/4 inch. My apologies. I was giving you the wrong concepts. So then we're going to slice that. So that's not going to be it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our bone folder, and 1/4 inch is what we're going to go in. Is that half or is that 1/4? Oh my God, what was the measurements I gave? It's 1/4. All right, if you want to do a half, you can. I think it's really supposed to be a half. No, it's 1/4. It's been a while, guys. I'm so sorry about that. But let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, then we'll recut one. Okay, so it's a small little thing because it's a small accordion, right? So now what we're going to do is we are going to miter the edges. And so basically just why we do this is to kind of reduce the bulk. Now, if you want to have a little notch here, you can do one of two things. You can use your circle punches, or what I like to use is my punch board for this, and I just kind of like figure out where my middle is. Hopefully that's the right middle. And it gives it this cute little punch. And so what we're gonna do is when we're ready, we are going to, as you can see, you really don't want these to touch. And if they have a little bit of a touch, that's fine. But then we're gonna put this right here. Now what we also can do is we can design it, right? So we can definitely put all of this together with some embellishments, and like I showed you earlier, we have tons of stencils that we can use, or we can use the stickers. So that's something to think about, but at least this gives it a different feel than the rest. So then let's keep going to the next one. So this one here is going to be the yellow and the orange. And let's see if we do, I think doing one of these teepee tents or this one would be kind of cool because it kind of offsets the color and brings in some brown. Oh, there's my other bone folder hiding on me. So we're going to come down and slide it over, come down again. Now again, the reason why I'm not cutting all these out is because I'm not sure if I'm going to use the back at all. And I kind of want to just give myself that option. So what we do with this, you can do one of two things. You can have it flap up, or you can have it go to the right. Or you can have it on this side. I think having it offset on the yellow would be kind of cool. I want to say that I want it to go to the right. So what we're going to do is we are just going to give it a little bend. So therefore when we adhere it, and I'm not going to put it under, but when we adhere it, it will have that little flippity flap like that. And what we can also do is do the corner rounder, which will go back to the other ones and do that. But I think that's a nice little separation of structure there. So then we're gonna go like that and we're done. So I think that came out super cute. So let's assemble it I'm gonna put this out of the way for right now, and let's get to it. So this one here on the front, oh, we needed this to go sideways. All right. Oh, I wanted to. Always important to make sure the direction you're going with before you do that, because it would be suck if you wanted it on this side and it's already there. Then you're, you know, up a creek without a paddle. All right, so what we're gonna do now is start adhering. So I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna want this to go here, but as you can see, it's not the same height, and that's okay. So I'm gonna wait till I adhere this portion first before I apply this one. But let's, for right now, go off to this side. And let's hope and pray this works. So I hope this is helping you guys or inspiring you guys to try different things. If there's any suggestions you have, by all means, share them. I love learning new things. Okay, so now this one you can do one of two ways. I find that, is this the right? No, let's do it. I find that sometimes putting these down with adhesive tape is better than glue, because sometimes the glue sorry for the extra noise. Sometimes the glue might not work with the thinness, or you could do both. And then I just use my fingers to press it down, and then if you have any excess, go over. And so now what we're gonna do here is I want to butt it up as close as I can to the edge. Sorry for the noise. Apparently my neighbor's dogs are going crazy, if you can hear that barking. So what do you think? So the first one we open, it has a little flap. Then we're gonna turn the page, and this one is gonna have this one and this one here. So let's put this one on. So once you kind of get an idea of what you want, I think putting it all together or piecing it all together comes down really fast, because now that we know the pattern for this side, we're probably going to know the pattern for the other side. So as you can see, I have the flap here, and I know that's exactly where I want to place it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to apply glue while it's in my hands. And then I am going to push it down. And I'm going to use my bone folder, make sure that's down. That's so cute. And so now we're going to adhere this to the accordion. There we go. So now we're going to turn it over, and this is the one with the pocket. So I think what I'm going to do first is the one on the right hand side and get that one down. Now another thing that you can do, because we haven't put any of the cardstock down, is the pocket could probably go inside as such. Do you see what I'm saying? And it will hug it. It's bulky now because I made it the exact same measurements to go on top, but you kind of get the idea if that's something you were interested in doing. Doesn't that look off? Look sideways. Weird. All right, so let's put this one down first. And then we're gonna put this little cutie on. I think I'm gonna decorate it with stickers. So what I like to do when I do stuff like this is I turn them upside down, so that way I can line them up, and then I just massage it into place. And once I have it where I want it, I take my bone folder and make sure that it's down, and then I'll go inside. It's so cute, it has a little pocket. Okay, now we're gonna do the next side. And this side we're gonna put it on the side of the flap like the front one was. And then this one I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get my adhesive tape. All right, so far, these are our little pages. Now we gotta do the other side. So what I'm gonna do is, since we already got the hang of it, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the pieces, and then I'll be back to share with you how I put it together. And then we can add some embellishments. So sit tight. All right guys, so I went ahead and cut all the pieces, and I kind of kept with the same format. So with this one, I'm going to put a side pocket off to the side instead of at the bottom, and I decided to put it on the pattern paper instead of the solid sheet. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this. Now I thought there were more pages on this side, but there's only 3 little flappy thingies. So when we're done doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and then go over them with embellishments to kind of see where we're gonna put that. Now this little side pocket that I created, I did it as a 1 1/4 inch measurement, and I did not add any flappy things on the side. So what I did do is use 1/8 of the adhesive tape, just to make sure that it is coming straight on the line, so I don't waste any real estate in the pocket itself. If you use adhesive glue, which again is totally fine, just don't be so generous with it, because again, you don't want the glue to seep coming in and then you lose that section there. So again, what I like to do is I like to go right up to it. And because I did the exact same measurements as the paper, I am going to try to stay on the same line as the paper. And then just go over it with your bone folder. And now we're going to turn the page. And then this side we have this little guy. It says Hello Nature. And I made him a flap. Now this is a 4x4 cut apart, which is very different from the other side. I tried to change it up so each section has different aspects to it. Okay. And so this one, because I'm gonna have it flap down, I'm gonna tuck it underneath so you don't see it. Now, one thing to realize, because I didn't show this on the video, this did have a border all the way around. That was that. So I just shaved it off on all 3 sides. And then I used my corner rounder to give it a different look. And then now I'm going to place it where I want it. Turn it over while I'm holding it on the other side with my hands. I'm just going to apply some glue, and I just really need a little bit because it is very thin and narrow. So I definitely want to make sure that that sucker is down because I don't want it to come loose on the other side when I apply the glue. So now I'm going to take my glue and put this down. There we go. I did put a little bit more glue than I should have put of that portion up there. Okay, so now we're going to turn the page, and this is our last one, and I did the same as the first one I showed you. Thought it would be kind of cute to do that since there was only 3 pages back here, or 3 flaps, however you want to gauge that. All right, so I'm gonna put this one down. And I did the same thing with this. I did 1 1/4 inch, and then I used a 1/8 inch of tape, adhesive tape, and just went as close to the edge as possible. And I measured it the same width as the pattern paper, so I'm going to kind of do the same as I did before and butt it up as close as possible to the edge. And then I'm going to take my bone folder. Now, one thing I noticed as I was cutting the pattern paper, I forgot that this kit or challenge came with ribbon, which probably should have been my thought to close it. I hope I did it all the right way. Yeah, okay. So I could have, you know, bound it here, but I didn't. So you can do one of 2 things, because if it's going to be bulky, you could always make your own enclosure by just going around with your own ribbon. But either way, I'm thinking that we might use these when we use the leftover tags. And so, you know, I really do still have a lot of pattern paper left because I was very careful with what I used. So what we're going to do is some of these little things, like for example, this one right here, I'm thinking we can use some of these tags, and I think it would be kind of cute. Like for example, this one here that says just best friends. That's why I like using my straight edge, but I thought this would be faster. hole puncher. And then I think it would be cute to use this. Let's see if we can get this baby open. Any day now. I hope that's enough because I don't really do a lot of these things. I usually use twine. Okay, so I think if you go in this way and then pull it out. And then you open up the little hole. There we go. And then you just tug at it. If you want them offset, you can tug at one. If you want one to be higher than the other, like I just did that, you just pull at one first. And then remember, it is paper. So don't pull too hard because then, you know, you're just gonna break it unless you backed it with cardstock or chipboard. So obviously I think that's a little too high. There we go. I think that's cute. And of course it pops out. But you know what? It doesn't really matter because I think it's kind of cute when it does it like that, right? So we can actually do another one. So best friends. Dun, dun, dun. Adventure awaits would be kind of cute, I guess. Or lake campsite. Trying to think what would. I mean, there's not really much green in here. Let's work on something the right way, right? Let's just slice them off. So we're going to cut these bibis. I really want to use this little moose because I think he's adorable. So let's slice him out. I hate when you missed that little sliver. Now that I'm thinking about that, the orange won't really go well with this, but I just finished doing all of my ribbon and I have a whole container of blue. Let's see. Where did I put it? I think one of these would go perfect. Let's see, let's see, let's see. I think that would go cute because it's kind of like a pattern, right? Although the white in there is a little harsh. Da-da-da-da. That one's subtle. What do you guys think? I think that one would be better. All right, so what I do is I'm gonna take this off, and I think that would be enough. So I'm just gonna put that like that and throw it back into my jar. And I hope that this was enough. So we're gonna go this way and poke it through. So it doesn't, probably was too short, but we're gonna make it work. Ah. So you just kind of like pulling at it little by little. And then you're just maneuvering it to how you want it. I think that's kind of cute. And then if you want to, I don't have a lighter in here, but you basically will take a lighter and just go over the sides so they don't fray. I probably will do that later. But now when you close it, I think that's pretty. I think it goes really well. Okay, so I don't think we need any more. I think that's enough for right now. And then what I want to do is I want to go over my stickers. Now, something I use, I'm going to sit down for a little bit. Something I use is this sticker remover, which I really just think it's just powder, baking powder. I want to think that I can make this be on the front. Adventurous. What do you guys think? I think it would work. And I'm thinking, so it stands out, what if we, see, I want to do it like that. All right, so we're gonna think here before we apply anything. Let's see, this was a 4x4, and this here, if I go to this portion, it's really a 3, and then this here is almost a 3. So if we did 3 1/8, we did 3 1/8. Let's just cut it and see what it looks like. We did 3 1/8. 3 1/8, because I don't want to take away from the pattern paper. 3 1/8, and then the question is, how tall would this be? So it is a little bit, so let's just say 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 and 1 1/4 is 2 1/2, but we don't want it to have 2 1/2. So 2 3/4. Let's see what that looks like, because I can always cut it down again. So that's what it would look like. Now let's get our tweezers. We have reverse tweezers I like to use. And so what I'm gonna do is, again, making sure it's upright, right? I really want to cut this. Don't be afraid to cut your sticker things. I feel like figuring out the placement before you adhere it is key, because once you stick it down, then it's stuck down unless you take off the adhesive. So I think when I put Advent and then Churros at the bottom, it will work. So I'm trying to figure out how it will look like that. So it would be Advent Churros. So I definitely need to come in a little bit from the bottom and a little bit from the top like that. So I think that would be super cute. Super, super cute. So here goes nothing. We're gonna take this baby apart. And you're like, Michelle, you have tweezers. I just don't want it to. You see, I don't want that to happen. And I feel like that's gonna happen. And then I'm gonna poke this little thingy out. Alrighty, my little T is gonna fall. because it is holding on. No, it's stuck to my fingers. Okay. So I feel like if that goes there, I could always slice it when I'm ready. And I don't want it to be perfect. Okay. Now we're gonna do this one. Let's peel it off. Pokey tool. We have this one here and this one here. I feel like when you're using your Cricut with vinyl, this is kind of like the same stuff. It's really sticky. All right, so let's see if we can get this off of our fingers. And then we're gonna do it like that because I want there to be a gap in between. Hopefully you guys can see this. Oh. All right, so that came out so cute. Okay, so I'm just gonna get my bone folder, just like apply some pressure to make sure it's on there. And now I feel like that just adds to it. Now, should we go slanted? I think we should, because it doesn't have to be perfect. So where is our glue? My mind is going toward, I don't know what, but I think that's so adorable. Come on. So here goes nothing. Okay. So what do you guys think so far? So this is going to be the front. And now when we turn the page, we have this. Now let's see if we can use any of these stickers. I feel like this little guy is so cute. So here's what I do when I get stickers and I want to add them, but I don't want it to take away the real estate of my picture. I will take the sticker off. I will use my, this is EK Success or EK Tools. I don't know, it's a little, like I feel like it's baking powder or baking soda or baby powder or something, because it smells like baby powder. And I'm basically taking off the adhesive from the sticker, and you're probably like, why are you doing that? But I'm going to show you in a second why this helps. Because right now, if you put it where you wanted to put it, and then you want to put a picture and the picture is too big, you're going to be covering up your sticker. And then it defeats the purpose, because you don't want to see the Bigfoot with just his feet. You want to see the whole Bigfoot. So for example, if I put him here, which he looks so cute there, and then I put my picture, you would be covering his high. So what we're going to do is, as you can see, I removed all of the adhesive. It is not sticky at all. Okay, and so I figure I want to put him here to kind of like offset from that side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the glue on the very edge of his feet and then his hand, and that's it. Like, that is the little bit I'm gonna put down. I'm sure it's gonna bleed, but I'm gonna explain to you in a second why, because I'm gonna show you. So again, you want to press him down. You want to remove all the excess glue that you can, because you don't want to have that residue there. Now once he dries, it'll be a little bit more secure, but now you can see if I wanted to put a picture down, I can put a picture down, and hopefully the picture area doesn't have anyone there, because then you're covering up the person in the picture. But this will allow you to still have the little guy on the other side. So I think that's kind of cool. I didn't really know this tool was out there until I saw it on Vicki Boutin when she used it, and I'm like, I have to have that, because as you can see, it's been used. All right, so I'm gonna keep going and I will be back shortly. All right, sorry guys, my battery is about to die, so I had to stop it for a moment. So we're gonna be now going through each of them. I don't want to overload it so much with embellishments, because I then think that you might be not having the options available later. I think this map would be so cute. Now, we don't always have to put it where we... I think as a corner would be awesome. Let's again do the same concept. So I'm going to use the tool, and I'm just going to go back and forth until it stops becoming sticky. So again, I got all the sticky off. I really think in the corner here would be kind of cool, but if I go like this, okay, so I really don't want it too much of an overhang. I just think it would be kind of neat. So I need to then think to myself, where do I want them? So I really want them in the little corners, because if I do the top, then what if I want the picture to come through? So let's see if I did this right. And then if we see how that little pokes, there we go. Okay, like that. Now we're gonna go to the next side. We have these little guys here. So let's see if we can put something here. Now we don't really have any sentiments. We do have these, but they don't have two sides, it's just one. Although I guess, nah, because then it's gonna make it bulky. Well, the sentiments we did have, we used, because I thought, why would I need them? I don't know, guys. I think I'm just gonna pass on that little thing right there. Let's go we'll come back to that one. So here we have fishing. Oh, we have another bucket. We have a worm here, so that would be kind of cute. Now this is really small, so what we can do is just take off the adhesive on the side, and you don't have to do the whole thing if you don't want to. And you can kind of tell the shine is sort of off, and that's because this has no sticky anymore. So I hope you guys can see that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it here in the corner. I think that's so cute. And then I might put this little guy, because he's so adorable, like on this side. I guess it would have been nice to make him straight. That's cute. All right, so we're gonna go to the other side. I don't know if I have anything for the back, so we're just gonna leave it as such. Now, what we can do, because this one's upright, this one would be kind of cute to put the music. Do we have another music? I don't see another matches. Are you guys seeing anything? I don't see anything. All right, so we're just going to put this here, and I might find something later to put here. Although I feel like maybe one of these little bees would look cute. Because, you know, you're on a campfire and you're singing. So we'll see about that one. All right, so here's our little Sasquatch guy. And he's saying, hello, nature. I feel like doing the bonfire might be cute. Because we already used this guy. Oh, look, we can use these little stars. I mean, hearts. Kind of match with the blue thing. Oh my god, where's my little thingy? Do we have a third one? Ooh, we do. It's not in blue though. That's okay. Kind of blends, doesn't it? Oh, I found another blue one. Putting these back are not easy. Here's another blue one. Okay, I like that. So then we're gonna move over, and then on this side, we do have the two trees, which we can use foam dots for. Now, I don't want to use thick ones because I don't want the bulk. So we're gonna use these, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this one toward the back. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do this here. And I'm gonna show you a trick of what I do with the foam dots when you don't want them to stick, but you want them there. So here I'm gonna put this one down, and then I'm gonna use this other one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the adhesive completely from the back. Okay, and so what I want to do is put this like this as an offset. And so I'm going to use these little ones, and I'm going to make sure I don't take off that backing, okay? The one backing I do want to take off is the one at the bottom. And so this is what it would look like. And so if I'm going to put something behind here, if that's going to work for me, you see I can go to both of them because I didn't remove the sticker that the paper that kept the sticker there. That came out super cute. Okay, let's keep going. We have this page here. What if we did the s'mores with all the graham cracker, right? So if we did the bottom one like that, and then this one like if it's falling, we're just gonna use one of the chocolates. And then a marshmallow. So like if it's falling to be put together. Right? Like you needed the sound effects for that. But anyways. All right, I don't think we really need anything on the other side. You don't really have to do it on every side. Okay, so let's go again. So we have this one, we have nothing here. We turn, we have the little flappy thing. We turn, we have this thing, and we're missing something here. We have a chipmunk. If we have a chipmunk, what can we put with the chipmunk? We have the fire burning there. Okay, what about this? Where is my... So let's do this. We're going to do the fire burning here. And then we're going to put a mushroom. Just gonna put all the little mushrooms. Do you see any more mushrooms? Yes, you do. I had a thought in mind and it just did not execute properly. Oh, here's another one. See, I need the connection. All right, so you can't put fish on the floor, right? Ah! Oh, here's another one. I don't know why I want to cluster all the mushrooms together. I don't think that really goes. Maybe we'll just put the flies. Come on. I hate when they don't want to come out. How many more little leaf things? I have 1, 2. Okay. All right, guys, what do you think? I think it looks better than it was before, although I feel like these are not going to stick very well because they're on top of each other. All right, I think we're good. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Hopefully some of it inspires you. I had really a lot of fun making this. Not sure how I'm going to add pictures in it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to find something. So, and then it goes this way, and then this way. I like the s'mores. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you had some fun making this with me. If you craft along with me. If not, hope you like the video. Definitely leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. And you guys have a fantastic day. Catch you on the next video. Take care.